Hello and welcome to Signs and Symbols. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be looking at the spiritual hidden meaning behind The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick Lamar. I really enjoyed this music video so much, and he gives so much food for thought. I feel like my mind is working like a mile a minute, even as I'm making this right now, just processing it. But that's okay. I think that's the state I should be in as I talk about this one, because I think that Kendrick really wants us to be at that level. Now, here's the thing. There's another YouTube channel called Thought, and they put out a hidden meanings breakdown for this music video already. But I think it's okay because we're not going to touch on the same things. And I'm going to link that video for Thought's breakdown down below as a pinned comment, because I think it goes along very well with what I'm about to say. Because I'm going to be kind of going into the overarching hidden spiritual meaning of this music video, which isn't going to touch so much on the details. Thought's hidden meaning breakdown is kind of like genius.com, where he goes into each person, like, you know, why is Nipsey here? What's the meaning of having OJ here? And the specifics of the lyrics and so on. But I'm going to tell you about some more esoteric, kind of mysterious stuff that I don't think you're going to find anywhere else on YouTube. So if you're into that kind of thing, maybe before you forget now, you might want to click the subscribe button. As this music video begins, I do not think I can overplay how important it is, the very beginning of this music video. I am, period, all of us, and then Oklahoma. This Oklahoma is the new alias of Kendrick's, so he's the one saying this. And this starts us out with something that Kendrick has used for a long time now. Real Kendrick stans are going to know that Kendrick is a Gemini, and he is obsessed with the idea of duality. I made a video breakdown, which you can see the thumbnail for here, when he did Family Ties, and I showed about how the music video had so many examples of duality in it. And when I say duality, basically I mean the spiritual concept of how everything has its opposite, or it can't even exist. And that's a big part of being a Gemini. Geminis are often said to be, you know, kind of like two people in one body. And Kendrick is famous for always bringing up these two different aspects of himself. And in Family Ties, there were just so many examples. I can't get into all of them right now, but the other thing that was in Family Ties that we see here also is at the end, he had some lyrics like, I am the Omega, proclaiming himself to be God. And we're going to see that carry over to this music video, as well as there's a lot of talk of consciousness in the second half of this song. And when he says, I am here, he's saying I am the same like when Jesus said, I am, as in, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No one comes to the Father but through me. Also, in Family Ties, Kendrick said the same kind of thing. He said, the Elohim, the rebirth. Before you get to the Father, you gotta holler at me first, bitch. This I am has a deep spiritual meaning, because as he's saying, he is all of us, and he's using the word I am there. He's meaning this in the way some people interpret Jesus Christ to mean, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Not saying that Jesus Christ was actually the only way to the Father, but consciousness is the only way to the Father. The feeling I am within us. And this is a concept called non-duality. It means that we are all connected. And non-duality is the overarching true hidden meaning and spiritual theme of this song. Obviously, Kendrick, by changing his face with these deep fakes, is showing us how much all of us are so much like each other. You know, we all have our different struggles, and we all have our different ideas about the world and our own beliefs and so on. But he can just go like this with his face. And with technology increasing the way it is, he can, you know, make us feel the essence and see the essence of anyone he wants us to right away. Now, this isn't really spiritual. This is like, you know, kind of surface level stuff, but it's getting a point across. It's getting a point across that Kendrick feels literally that he is all of these other people. When he says, I am all of us, he's not faking that. He really believes it. When I made my video on family ties, I said that it was very interesting because once Kendrick comes into the song, he stops talking about duality for the first time in the whole song. In the rest of the song, everything is always dual. You always see the two sides to everything. For example, someone's getting money in one scene in Family Ties, but then we hear where the money came from and like that maybe it could be not so good for the community or so on. And in this, we see a lot of perspectives. The first half of the song is all about perspectives and all about the individuals and the two sides to everything. Like Kendrick wants to represent the culture and Kendrick wants to do good things for the culture, but he feels conflicted because he's inside of this bulletproof, you know, very expensive car. And, you know, is he really making a difference for anyone and so on? A lot of these kind of ideas were talked about in that thought video that I mentioned earlier. But in the second half of the video, Kendrick shows this ending of duality again, where he's talking about how there are no coincidences and how we're all in this together. We're all part of the same consciousness. And this idea that there are no coincidences and everything happens for a reason is the essence of non-duality. This idea of the consciousness has left his body, but he says, you know, I don't need to have a physical body to give you a hug and so on. And the idea that consciousness is love, it really goes back to this Christ consciousness idea that I was talking about before. Kendrick is literally saying this song is actually a very uplifting, very strange, and very spiritual song. We can all be lost in the delusions of our mind. We all have our reasons for why we do what we do. And on one level, there are so many things in this life that are important. But in the second part of the song, after the drums are cut out from the song, that's when Kendrick shows his true feelings about everything and how even though things might look bad from one perspective, in actuality, there is a bigger plan. There is God's plan going on. So we might want to withhold our judgment from each small thing that happens. Even something tragic like Nipsey's death might, in the end, be for a higher purpose because it might be the only possible way to unlock the kind of changes we need in society, the kind of changes we need in culture in order to move forward. Like I said, I recommend watching the thought video to learn more about the specifics of, you know, because I really just looked at the bigger picture here. And also you might want to watch my video on family ties, as that can tie some of this together as well. I know it's been really deep, but I hope that that kind of, you know, let it sit in your mind for a little bit, and we can see that Kendrick's project, what he's about to unveil to us, is going to be deeper than, you know, it's as deep as it gets. So I'm really excited about that. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.